Kevin, thank you. New numbers from the Dane County Youth Commission is giving an in-depth look into how students in the area are doing. 7th through 12th graders take this survey every 3 years. Some of the takeaways here reflect what we've been seeing across Wisconsin and really across the country. Anxiety and depression disproportionately affect girls, LGBTQ+, and students of color. 23% of white students reported depression, compared to 34% of African American students and 33% of Hispanic students. Nearly triple the amount of LGBTQ+ students say they have seriously thought about suicide compared to straight students. Now, there's also a slight increase in students skipping meals because their family did not have enough money for food, though this is down historically from 2015.
But there are some positive takeaways from this survey as well. Overall, reports of depression and self-harm are down from the survey that was done in 2021. Another encouraging statistic, more middle school students are taking part in after-school activities, a sign officials say that they're feeling maybe more connected to other students through a team or a club.